Simone Jules, known as Eleanor Dumont, came into the world around 1829, likely in France.
She became one of the pioneers by excelling as a professional card player in the American Old West, thus leaving her mark in the history of the game. Myra Maybelle Shirley Reed Starr, better known as Belle Starr, emerged as an iconic figure of the American Old West due to her outlaw life and association with criminal gangs.
From a young age, Belle displayed a fearless and independent personality.
Raised in a tumultuous frontier region, characterized by the presence of pioneers, outlaws, and Native American tribes, she engaged in adventures that would shape her destiny.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Etta Place represents an enigmatic and captivating figure from the era of the American Old West.
Little is known about her origins and life prior to her association with the infamous gang known as the Wild Bunch, led by Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. She was recognized for her beauty, intelligence, and exceptional writing skills, which allowed her to keep up with the outlaws in their daring escapes. Josephine Earp was an intriguing and highly influential figure in the American Old West. Born in 1860, she stood out as a woman ahead of her time, defying the social norms of the era and making her mark in history as a courageous and fearless woman. As the wife of Wyatt Earp, Josephine witnessed firsthand the conflicts between local factions and the epic battles that took place in the town of Tombstone.
Madame Jenny Rogers, a notable figure of the American Old West, stood out as a renowned brothel owner during the late 19th century. Throughout her career, Jenny established numerous establishments in cities known for their bustling activity and a male population in search of entertainment and pleasures. She was a shrewd businesswoman, skilled in managing and successfully expanding her ventures. Laura Bullion, a notable woman of the American Old West, was born in 1876 in Texas. Her life and actions were marked by a series of turbulent events that thrust her into historical spotlight. Laura became involved with the infamous gang known as the Wild Bunch, led by legendary figures such as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. She became one of the few women to be part of this group, gaining a reputation for her exceptional horse riding skills and proficiency in handling firearms. Nellie Bly, a pioneering and fearless journalist of the late 19th and early 20th centuries, was born in the United States in 1864.
Bly was an extraordinary woman who overcame barriers and defied the social expectations of her time. Her legacy in the field of investigative journalism endures to this day, serving as an inspiration for countless women who came after her. Mattie Silks, one of the most prominent and legendary figures of the Old West era in the United States, was born in 1848 in Missouri. She pursued an unconventional path, becoming one of the most famous madames and entrepreneurs in the world of prostitution during the 19th century. Her reputation as a successful madam quickly spread, leading her to expand her business to other western cities such as Kansas City, Albuquerque, and San Francisco. Pauline Cushman, a courageous and fearless woman, achieved iconic status as a Union spy during the American Civil War. With her stunning beauty and acting skills, she managed to infiltrate Confederate ranks, risking her life to gather vital information in support of the Union war effort. Rose Dunn, also known as the Rose of the Wild Bunch, was a notable figure of the American Old West. She was born in 1878 in Texas County, Texas. Rose gained fame as a fearless and skilled member of the infamous criminal gang known as the Wild Bunch, led by figures like Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. She excelled as an excellent shooter and experienced rider, essential skills for the nomadic and dangerous life she shared with her Wild Bunch companions. Pearl Hart was a notable figure in the history of the American Old West. Born in 1871, she became famous for committing a daring criminal act that thrust her into the spotlight of the criminal world. Local and federal authorities made the capture of Pearl Hart a priority. She was tracked down and arrested in New Mexico, and her subsequent trial received widespread media coverage. Susan Anderson, a courageous and fearless woman, roamed the dusty streets of the Old West with determination. She was not only a fearless adventurer but also an advocate for the oppressed. Susan joined a group of outlaws with a noble purpose: to fight injustice and assist those in need.
Squirrel Tooth Alice is a fascinating character who became notorious in Old West tales. She was a fearless and independent woman, whose nickname derived from her remarkable ability to tame and train wild squirrels. In addition to her squirrel handling prowess and protective skills, Squirrel Tooth Alice was also an excellent shooter. She was known for her deadly accuracy and incredible speed on the trigger. Annie Oakley, whose real name was Phoebe Ann Mosey, was a renowned rifle shooter and one of the most iconic women of the American Old West. In 1875, at the age of 15, Annie participated in a shooting contest against champion shooter Frank E. Butler. To everyone's surprise, she won the challenge by hitting all 25 targets. Calamity Jane, one of the most well-known women of the Old West, gained significant fame for her skills as a sharpshooter, earning respect among men and the reputation of being one of the best shooters in the West. Additionally, she frequently engaged in charitable work, dedicating herself to helping those in need. Baby Doe Tabor, a notable figure in late 19th century American history, made her mark by meeting Horace Tabor, a wealthy silver mining magnate in Leadville, Colorado, in 1877. The connection between them was instant, and they soon married. This marriage elevated Baby Doe to high society, making her one of the wealthiest and most influential women in Colorado. Emma Lillis Quigley, a woman portrayed as a prostitute in the Old West, underwent a remarkable transformation around 1880. Prior to this period, she was seen as a seemingly respectable citizen. However, after the release of a photo of her, Emma's business skyrocketed exponentially. Anne Bassett, also known as Queen Anne, was a notable figure in the American Old West, whose life was marked by adventure, courage, and determination. Her life took a different turn when a notorious cattle rustling gang, led by Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, began operating in the region. Instead of fearing them, Anne decided to join them. Catherine Haroni became famous for her tumultuous relationship with the legendary outlaw Doc Holliday. They met in a town in Kansas, where Kate worked as a prostitute, and quickly developed an intense and passionate connection. Their relationship was marked by ups and downs, with heated arguments and passionate reconciliations. Ellen Watson became famous in the Old West as a pioneering woman and landowner involved in the cattle industry of Wyoming. She acquired land in the region known as Johnson County and started her own cattle ranching business. Her ability to manage the enterprise caught attention, especially as a woman in a male-dominated industry. Olive Oatman was an intriguing historical figure who lived in the 19th century in the United States. Olive and her younger sister, Mary Ann, were abducted by Native Americans and lived among the Mojave tribe. During her time with the tribe, Olive was tattooed on her face and chin, a tradition that would mark her for the rest of her life. Despite the difficulties and the vastly different culture, Olive adapted to life with the Mojave. She learned the language, customs, and even mastered the traditional skill of basket weaving practiced by Mojave women. Pioneering photographer William Goldman captured images of the women working in a brothel run by Sal Shearer in Reading, Pennsylvania, around 1892. Their expressions, sometimes melancholic, sometimes enigmatic, conveyed the complexities of their lives and the challenges they faced living on the fringes of society. Subscribe to our channel and leave a like.